Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful kimono high-low crop top with patch pockets. If this is what you're interested in, keep watching, like, share and subscribe. Thank you. So to get started, I folded my fabric into two. I used 1.5 yards of Ankara fabric for this project and I folded into two. I measured from my nape to where I want the sleeve to end and I got 20 inches and I added 2 inches to it just for folding and sewing up. So I got 22 and marked 22 inches at cross there. Then I went ahead to mark the length of my top, and for the length of my top I did 17 inches plus 1 inch, which is 18. My half length is actually 16 inches, so I just added 1 inch to my half length and then 1 inch for folding the down. So this particular one we're cutting is the front, which is the shorter one. The longer one will be the back. So I came to where I marked my 22 inches and I marked 1.5 inch for shoulder slant. I marked my neck measurement, neck width to be 3 by 3 by 3 for the front and 3 by 1 for the back width and back depth. So I'm going to connect the neck points to my shoulder slant, which is 1.5 inch I did for my shoulder slant initially. So after that, I'll go ahead now and mark the length of my sleeve opening, and I'll mark from that my 1.5 inch. I'll mark 10 inches all the way, depending on what you want. You can make it 11 inches if you want it bigger. So I marked 10 inches and I marked it there. Then I went to my waistline and I marked my waist divided by 4, which is 6.5, and then I added 7 inches extra, depending on how wide you want it to be. You can make yours bigger than that, but I just wanted mine to be a bit moderate, so I added 7 inches and I connected the line to that point. I connected it to the slant curve, see, slight curve. So this is basically all for the front. I'll just go ahead and cut this out, then we'll use this to cut out the back. So I am cutting it off. I'll cut the back neckline first, though this is the front, but we're going to cut out the back neckline. We're using this to cut out the back. The difference between the back and the front is just the length of the front and the length of the back. So we're going to basically trace out every other thing from here. So we'll just go ahead and cut it out, trim it off, and then I'll go ahead and bring back my fabric and place it so that we can trace out the sides and the neckline. So let me get my fabric. So I'll place my fabric into two again, and then I'll just place this one on it. I added 11 inches to the length of the back. So depending on how long you want your back to be, you can add as much as you want, or you can reduce it depending on how long. You will see the length of mine when I'm done sewing. So I just went ahead to add 11 inches to the length here, and I'm just making sure that I have a straight line. Then I went ahead to measure whatever I have on the waistline of this front, and I just marked it for the back and I connected the lines. So that's basically it. I'll just go ahead and cut this off. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll just cut this point, then here, and trace it all the way. Trace the neckline and the shoulder points, and later we'll come back to work on the front. So let's cut. So we're done cutting. I'm going to take out the back and let us work on the front. So for this front piece, I'll just go ahead and make a slant curve this way, but before then I'm going to mark 1 inch at the hem, and I'll mark the 1 inch upwards, and then I'll just connect the neckline with a slant to join the 1 inch, just like this. And I'll go ahead and cut it out, because we're going to replace this with another color. So I'll just go ahead and cut this off. And that's basically it for the front and the back. So we're going to go ahead and sew up these pieces together. So to start sewing, I'm going to bring back my back. I'll spread it on my table, and I'll place the front right side facing each other, and I'll go ahead to join my shoulder. So I'll just look for the right side. This is not it. I've turned it the other way. Okay, so this is it. I'll just place it like this, and then I'll go ahead and join the shoulder with half inch. I'll do the same thing to this other side, and I'll join it with half inch, and I'll go ahead and do it now and bring it back to show you what it looks like. So here I have joined them. I have joined both shoulders. So next I'll go over to the lower part of the front, and I'll take it to my sewing machine and fold it in twice, like taping it down, and then I'll sew it. And I'll do the same thing to this other side. I'll tape it down also, and also do the same thing to the sleeve. Fold it twice, half inch inward, half inch again, that's 1 inch, and then I'll sew it up just to fold the hem. And after that, I'll join the sides with 1 inch all the way. So let's go and do that and bring it back. So this is it. I have folded the down of the front, and then I've done the same thing to the sleeve, and then I joined both sides with 1 inch. See, I have done this. I'll just need to iron this so that it will lay very flat and fine. So after that, I'll go ahead and measure what I have on this neckline, because we're going to attach a collar to it. So I'll go ahead and measure what I have all the way round, so that I can cut out the fabric for the collar. So I'll measure it. Measure. Okay, so I got 42, but I have a fabric that I've cut out already. It's measured 45 inches lengthwise, and then 5 inches width. So when I fold it into two like this, I have 2.5. So I'll just go ahead and fold the mouth of this fabric, and then I'll place it on my collar, on my neckline, and sew it all the way around. So this will serve as our collar. Just sew it all the way around. If you like, you can add interfacing, but I won't be adding to this one. So I'll go and sew it and bring it back. So this is it. I have sewn it all the way, and it's looking all fine and clean. See, I used a different fabric but same shade, so that the collar will be visible. So after now, I'll just go ahead and serge everything, serge it all around, and so that we can have the inner part to be clean. So I'll just turn this to the wrong side. Now I want to close up this collar a little bit, and I just leave the opening for our neckline to be able, for our neck to be able to pass through it. So I'm just going to measure from the top. I'm trying to align this. So I'll measure from the top. I measured 11 inches, but you can do 12. If you are on a bigger size, you can do 12 or 12.5. So I'm just going to stop on that 11 inches, and I'm going to stitch 0.25 inch just to hold this part down. 0.25 inch, and I'll just continue to stitch it from the remaining part all the way down. Then we'll have the opening for our head to pass through. So I'll go and do that and bring it back for us to see. Then this piece of fabric is for the pocket, and it is measured 10.5 inches by 7 inches. You can make yours to be wider and bigger, but I have this piece of fabric left and I don't want to use any other one, so I decided to use it. So I'll go ahead now and fold the top, just fold it up like this and stitch it down. Then after that, I'll place them right side facing each other and stitch all the sides and the lower part, then I'll turn it out at the upper part. So I'll go over and do this, and then I'll bring it back again. So this is it. I have done it. I've turned it, and this is the inside. So it's already a pocket pouch, like a pouch or something, I don't know. So I'll get my top, and I'll mark 2 inches away from my collar. You can choose any side to place this your pockets, but I chose this right side, and then I'm going to place it like this, 2 inches away from my collar. I'll just go ahead and stitch less than 0.25. Just stitch it down from there to the point, depending on how long you want your pocket to dangle. So however length you decide, you can just do it. After that, I'll serge the edge of this and use my hemming gum to hold it down so that it won't be flying around. So this is basically all for this tutorial. It's a very simple tutorial. So I'll just go ahead and put this on so that I'll see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like at the end of the day. See how fine it is, sitting pretty and fine. If this tutorial was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.